Delphos St. John's captured their second Division VI Ohio High School Athletic Association title in the last 3 years when they defeated Shadyside 77-6 on Friday, December 4th at Canton's Fawcett Stadium. MVP was there. Delphos now has 6 state football titles to its credit. Todd Schulte, the current head coach and a former Delphos standout himself, has led them to the last 4. This title would be the 3rd in a row if it weren't for a successful quarterback sneak on the last play of the game against Norwalk last year. There are those who would complain about the 28 fourth quarter points that Delphos put up in this game. On first glance, I would be among that group. However, I was there, and honestly, who would want to take out this group for the final time? They've started en masse as a group for Schulte for 4 years, with the exception of one player who's the son of a former Delphos player and lived in Hawaii previously. The whole group has been at Delphos their entire lives. No transfers in, no recruiting, no jive. Shadyside coach Mark Halenka made a similar point when he said that Delphos could have put up 107 points if they wanted to. And the truth is, they probably could have. No one who knows Mr. Schulte at any level would accuse him of doing anything that was less than 100% ethical. This is a good man, and an exemplary town and program. St. John's 416 rushing yards was a D6 record for a title game. The 77 points was a state record, regardless of division, for the title games. Stars of the game were too numerous to mention, but it must be noted that Evan Burguy had 17 carries for 123 yards and 4 touchdowns, and that too is the new Division VI state championship record. Quarterback Jordan Leininger was the running back last year, but he played a lot of wildcat quarterback, was the 2nd string quarterback on this team, and threw a better pass than, frankly, the previous quarterback Wes Olm. So his progression to becoming the signal caller was an obvious one and a natural one. And his stat line proves that. He ran for 101 yards on 13 carries with 2 touchdowns, and he completed 7 of 10 passes for 136 yards and 2 more touchdowns, one of which was to Evan Burguy for 30 yards. Shadyside had a balanced attack, 61 yards on the ground and 83 in the air, but it wasn't enough to move the ball, let alone score on the prolific level that St. John's was scoring on. And frankly, Shadyside was used to having more success offensively than they were achieving on Friday afternoon. A good example would be Brendan Settinger, who, at 4 yards a carry, meaning 60 yards and 15 carries, that's a pretty good stat line, but he had 1,600 plus yards coming into this game. Ty Bergfield, who also plays wide receiver for St. John's, had 3 interceptions in the game. As a team, the Blue Jays had 6 interceptions. A lot of them were desperation tosses trying to keep drives alive in the second half. That's the nature of desperate football teams. Try to remember that Rex Kern threw 6 interceptions against Michigan in that fateful 1969 Ohio State-Michigan matchup in Ann Arbor. These tosses were reminiscent of those desperate tosses. I could bore you with a rundown, play-by-play of the scoring in this game, but it's kind of pointless when someone puts up 77 points. Let me say that Delphos scored early, and Delphos scored late, and Delphos scored pretty much all the time, and that was the way this game went. There was no mystery, no suspense, no ebb and flow. It was Blue Jay football for 48 minutes. And if you never got to see this Blue Jay team in person, it is your loss, because they were really, really something.
Intercepted by number 18, junior Connor.
A little bit worried after our first drive, after I got things rolling, so maybe tonight's going to get a big lead and go to the half.
And how about ending to Delphos legacy?
It's great. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. Got a 6-state title. It's just great.
How about adding your part to that?
It just means so much more. Add my part to it. I just can't ask for anything more.
Block punt.
You know, I've never quite done a flip like that.
Did you actually get the block?
The kid pulled the ball down and he tried to run, and then they kind of swarmed to him. So I didn't get my hands on the ball, but I guess I made him run the football.
Tell me some enterprising young recruiters giving you an offer.
I haven't had any full-ride scholarship offers yet, but you know, there's definitely schools interested. Bowling Green being the big one, you know, and no one said they want a full ride yet, but hopefully this helps the situation this game.
You deserve better than that.
Coach Alenka and the outstanding players from the Tigers, Shadyside High School, look up there at your fans and they want to tell you.
Okay, guys, straighten it out. Straighten it out.
Record for most points ever scored in the game. What does that mean to you?
We're proud of it, obviously, but you know, we're happy with the win and be able to take that championship trophy back to Delphos.
Defense played great the entire game. Let's talk about their efforts.
Yeah, they played great. You know, we knew we were going to have to control the line of scrimmage and play well up front. And I think our kids did that, and you know, it helped. We got them on early offensively, and I don't know if it took them out of their game a little bit, but they didn't seem to run as balls in the first half as much as we thought they were going to.
4-state championship for you. Just kind of talk about what that means to you.
Everyone's special. If they don't get old, none of this gets old. I mean, this is a special feeling, especially when you got kids like we have. I mean, they give you everything you have all the time, and great reward for them as well.
Talk about the turnaround. 364 days ago, completely different feel and emotion.
Yeah, completely different. And you know, obviously we talked about that. You know, having those different feelings from last year to this year, and just a lot of credit to our kids. I'm very proud how they played tonight. And, you know, the last 3 weeks we've been really efficient offensively and defensively, and it seems like we're getting better each week.
It just feels great to be state champion again. I've been, while I was in high school, I've been to state 3 times. I went to make it 4. How about making it for last year too? It feels great. I mean, last year we were devastated, but this year there's no disappointment.